It's been another disappointing Saturday for Truro City, going down 2-0 to Hampton and Richmond Borough here at Plainmoor. It was so good in the first half, well, at least up to 35 minutes. They looked assured, they looked confident, they were playing some very good football and pressing high and hard, closing down the spaces on Hampton and Richmond Borough, who started this game third, right behind Woking and Billericay Town. Tyler Harvey looked good, he looked sharp, he looked hungry, had a header tipped over the bar by the goalkeeper Tom Lovelock, and a minute later put in a fierce right foot shot that could have found its way into the bottom corner of Lovelock's right hand. But then the killer blows came in the last 10 minutes of the first half when Truro were on top. The first Hampton and Richmond Borough goal came in the 35th minute, emanating from a free kick which wasn't cleared properly, and a cross put in on the right by Zach Joseph, who looked very comfortable on the ball. A lot of clubs looking at him apparently. Put in a cross. Chris Dixon really didn't get on the end of it totally, but it was enough to put it in past J.J. Wallacott for the Beavers' first goal. And then 3 minutes after that, Craig Dundas, who scored more than a century of goals for his previous club, Sutton United, in more than 500 appearances in 11 years at Sutton. Well, he showed his goal-scoring prowess when he went past Riley Lowe and Jamie Richards on the right-hand side of the Truro penalty area to put in a fierce cross shot past Wallacott, and that was that at half-time. Truro didn't know what had hit them, and you could feel sorry for them after putting in so much effort and endeavour. And they were the better team in the first half, certainly for that opening 35 minutes. In the second half, very disappointing from them. Hampton and Richmond knew they had the game won at half-time because they are professional enough to see that out, particularly, of course, after last season's efforts when they reached the National League South playoff final, only to lose out on penalties to Braintree Town. And, of course, beating Truro City in the eliminator. So they're going to be there or thereabouts. After this victory, they do stay third behind Woking at the top, who lost today incidentally, and Billericay Town, who stays second. For Truro, they stay in the bottom three. A lot for Lee Robinson and Michael Meeker, the management team, the new management team, to work on. I think they're beginning to know the task that they've got in hand. They do take a break now from National League South action because next week it sees the FA Cup first qualifying round, and it's a toughie indeed against Hereford FC away. And Hereford, National League North, for some reason, I know, are really in the south of England, but hey-ho. Hereford play in that division now, and they sacked their manager Peter Beadle this very week after Beadle has taken them through the football pyramid, promotion after promotion after promotion, and yet he's gone. So it's still going to be a very tough encounter for the new management team to get to grips with. Interesting, two nasty incidents in the second half. There was two bookings, incidentally, for both teams. But after Ben Gehring was protesting against a possible penalty against Tom Richards, who was sent flying in the Hampton and Richmond penalty area, he continued to protest and got himself into the referee's notebook for that. There was a nasty incident just down below us on the near touchline. It didn't lead to any bookings, but it certainly led to a disruption in play and to the anger from both coaches and management teams, because they didn't like what they saw when Danny Ochechi found himself prostrate on the ground. But thankfully it didn't lead to anything more than that. But there we go. Hampton and Richmond see this game through, and for Truro City, well, it's back to the drawing board. What's going to happen next? Well, they've still got time to arrest this slide and try to get out the bottom three. And, Lee Robinson has now got to grips with what's in store and what's in front of them. And we'll be hearing from Lee Robinson in a moment. It started well for him last week, 2-0 at Gloucester City, but it's the reverse this week, 2-0 defeat at home to Hampton and Richmond. We'll be hearing from the manager in just a few moments.